Akshay Marathi, the fact is, the BJP state unit has a point. They are saying governance is an abyss. There is no work going on. The Aam Aadmi Party continues to blame the centre or the LG. The chief minister is in jail. Of course, his bail plea could be coming up as early as tomorrow, the reserved order. But ultimately, the state is fit for president's rule.
Preeti, I think in the last 10, 15 years or so, any person who has been following politics has seen that the Bharatiya Janata Party's only skill in politics is to topple elected governments when they're not able to win elections. We can see in state after state that has been won by an opposition party. The BJP will first try to buy the MLAs of the opposition party. Then they will use their governors to scuttle governance. In the case of Delhi, they even arrested our ministers so that in the hope that this massively popular elected government will fall once Arvind Kejriwal ji has been arrested by the Bharatiya Janata Party. But that's not what happened. The BJP failed in all its attempts to topple the Delhi government, the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. So now that they have failed at doing everything possible, what else can they do but go to the president and beg, ki please dismiss this government because we have no hope of winning in Delhi. This is the reason, Preeti, that in the last 30 years, the Bharatiya Janata Party has not won even one state election in Delhi. 1998, 2003, 8, 13, 15, 20. It's been 6 elections almost now that the BJP has failed to win the hearts of the people of Delhi. How will they win hearts? If all they know is to topple elected governments, how will they win hearts of the people of Delhi? So I would urge the Bharatiya Janata Party that you come on the field of pitch of politics, you come and tell the people what you would like to do for them. You compete with Aam Aadmi Party's education, healthcare, water, electricity promises and tell the people of Delhi what you would like to do instead of running to your Akas and asking for, begging them to dismiss an elected government.
All right, Anika Mehrotra, it's quite, it'd be interesting to know where the Congress stands on this, because when it comes down to the Delhi elections, you're hoping to go up against the Aam Aadmi Party. Do you think that there is governance in Delhi? Do you stand by your ally on a national level? What side of the divide is Congress?
Preeti, the point is that in Delhi, it's been a long drawn tussle of a blame game tactics, you can say, between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, because even in the MCD, you name it, the tussle is on, and you name it in the Delhi government itself. So the end product is that the people of Delhi are suffering. The basic issues of water, as you saw how much the crisis was there during the rainy season, or the water logging, or other parameters which are actually, suffering. So the BJP is also, a typical style of, hampering elected government. That's their patent style. They've been doing that. They've been successful many places. Maybe they are trying the same tactics here. But having said that, Preeti, yes, the Delhi government has to work. You see, we might be
so, Anika Mehrotra, let me ask you this question. Is the Delhi government working or not working?
In various parameters, it isn't, Preeti. That's a fact. Let's not hide behind anything, even if we are partners for a common cause. But when it comes to a particular state or a union territory or a capital where the arm is there, you actually see work not being moved. And we've been on the street also. So we must...
All right. So, Anika Mehrotra, let me ask you a follow-up question. Should president's rule be imposed in Delhi?
I think, ma'am, since they have so much of MLAs, they should all start working. What is the need of president rule? They can all start working. Yes, if they don't, if they fail...
I'm sorry to put you on the mat, but let me again ask you this question. Does the Congress stand by what the BJP state unit says, that there's a governance abyss and president's rule is a must? Correct or incorrect?
That's no alternative to it. Is that the way forward? I don't think so. Why the tussle between the LG and the elected government? It shouldn't be. Having said that, the government which is elected should be seen working. So you see,
Anika Mehrotra, I don't, okay, my sympathies lie with you today, because it's a tough call to make in terms of what side of the divide that you stand on. It's evident with you, because at one end, you are criticizing the BJP, or on the other end, you're trying very hard to attack the Aam Aadmi Party. But I want to bring in Sanju Verma, and I'll go back to Akshay Marathi on this. Sanju Verma, I'll tell you why many would think it's a little bizarre that the BJP state unit is asking for president's rule. And I will quote nobody else but the Supreme Court on this. The Supreme Court on the issue has made it very clear that president's rule can only be imposed if there is no other option. The position was read that such a measure should only be considered when all alternatives of governance have been exhausted. That really isn't the case, Sanju Verma, where the state of Delhi is concerned. In all probability, if we look at precedents, Arvind Kejriwal will walk out on bail any day.
You know, Preeti, thanks for reading the Riot Act out to me in terms of what the Supreme Court's stance on president rule is. I just have this to say. I will come to what you've said because that's a very pertinent point you've made. First and foremost, let's get this very, very clear that, you know, I was listening to the Congress spokesperson. There have been about 106 instances in the first 67 years of post-independent India. 54 years it was the Congress that was in power. 106 times president's rule was imposed, or Article 356, or governors were sacked for no rhyme or reason, out of which 93 times it was Indira Gandhi who sacked governors and imposed Article 356 with rabid impunity. So I think, you know, for the Congress or anybody from Rahul Gandhi's darbar to sit here and wax eloquent about how, you know, hum constitution or samvidhan ke karta dharta hai, that's a whole lot of balderdash. But I'll just come to Delhi. I will come to the Supreme Court verdict, but Delhi is a very specific case. You know that, Preeti. It's not just another union territory. It's not just another city-state. It's the national capital. So the Delhi Administration Act of 1966, the GNCTD Act of 1991, and the NCT Act of 1993 clearly say that the chief minister, the incumbent chief minister, and his cabinet have to be physically present at all times to take key administrative decisions. Now, Arvind Kejriwal for about 4.5 odd months has been sitting within the confines of Tihar jail. Forget about Supreme Court, forget about Delhi Administration Act, forget about the GNCTD Act. Tell me purely from a commonsensical point of view. The incumbent chief minister is cooling his heels behind the four walls of a prison, and you expect that Delhi will have proper resource allocation, balance sheet of the NCD will be filed on time, various units will function seamlessly. That is not happening. That is the reason you see Saurabh Bhardwaj and Atishi, between the two of them, they have more than a dozen ministries. Accountability is something that is alien to Atishi. Accountability is something that was alien to Kejriwal. And accountability is something that is also alien to Manish Sisodia. And this is the party which said, हम पर यदि एक आरोप भी लगेगा, you know, Caesar's wife should be above suspicion. हम पहले कुर्सी छोड़ेंगे, बाद में न्याय मांगेंगे. यहाँ तो न्यायपालिका has refused to give bail to Arvind Kejriwal repeatedly, but ये कुर्सी से चिपक कर बैठे हैं.
All right. Okay, you know, Sanju Verma, as I bring in Akshay Marathi, I'll also point out, because you pointed out various sections in terms of Delhi being a union territory and part state now because of you know, if we go back in terms of the history of the state. But having said that, or the union territory comes state. But having said that, Sanju Verma, there is also precedence that nowhere can a chief minister who is in jail facing trial can not work as the chief minister of the state. This is something which the court has also stated and which is something that has been the legal defense of Arvind Kejriwal.